It's on the question of the infringement procedures against Cyprus and Malta, specifically on Cyprus. We need some clarifications. It has announced they will cancel the program. That could mean that soon the government in Cyprus could say that it is no longer in breach of the EU law, or if it doesn't cancel or introduces a new problematic program, then we could have a lot of additional shady dealings be done by the time the infringement procedures reaches the conclusion. So the question is, do these procedures cover retroactively the cases already given, or when passports were already given, or the obligation of the government to remove citizenship from questionable applicants that received it when the regulations allowed it? Thank you.
Thank you. Question for Christian, indeed.
Yes. Today, as you have seen, the European Commission is launching infringement procedures against Cyprus and Malta by issuing letters of formal notice regarding their investor citizenship schemes, also referred to as golden passports. The Commission considers that the granting of citizenship for predetermined payments or investments without any genuine link with the member state concerned undermines the essence of EU citizenship. The Cypriot and Maltese governments have 2 months to reply to the letters of formal notice. If the replies are not satisfactory, the Commission may issue a reasoned opinion on this matter. More concretely on your question regarding the ending or possible announced ending of the program in Cyprus, we are aware of such announcements, of course. However, the schemes remain in place for the time being in both member states concerned and could be replaced by similar investment schemes. Malta has in fact informed the Commission that envisages a prolongation of citizenship for investment, and while Cyprus has very recently announced it will end its current scheme as of 1st of November, it will continue to process pending applications. We understand there are also already calls regarding the introduction of a new scheme. So such schemes are in violation of EU law, and this is why we are launching the infringements today.
Thank you very much. We will continue on the issue of rule of law. I see lots of hands raised. Please only keep your hand if it is a question for Christian on the rule of law. Nima, I understand your question is on Iran, so I'm not giving you the floor for the moment. We'll come to external affairs at a later point in time. Thank you. Catherine, you have a question on rule of law. Go ahead.
Yes, Eric, it is on law. The European People's Party yesterday issued a press release, and they are calling for immediate and urgent action over the deterioration of rule of law in Poland, in particular the independence of the judiciary. And Christian, you said that you are following this closely. But what they want is immediate and urgent action. So do you think that you will be moving from following this closely to immediate and urgent action? And also, the Hungarian Parliament has appointed a new president of its Supreme Court, Zsolt András Varga, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of their National Judicial Council considers this candidate to be unqualified. Is this something that the Commission will look into?
Yes, thank you, Catherine. Allow me first to come back to Georgios once more, because I just realized that I have not replied to one angle of the questions, which is about the retroactivity. We understand that both Cyprus and Malta are currently carrying out a screening process of the already successful applications. This is something that the Commission encourages and has been encouraging for a while. We have launched the infringement procedure today, so we will not speculate on its possible outcome or implications and the possible next steps that we might see. What is important is that going forward, no member state is operating schemes that essentially result in selling of EU citizenship. As President von der Leyen had said, European values are not for sale. On individual cases, whether a person can be stripped of the nationality it has already been granted after such screening, this is as always for the competent authorities to assess with regard to relevant national and EU law and under the control of independent courts. So to come back to Catherine. On Poland first, I mean, I just given you our position regarding the latest developments regarding the ombuds person, which I think is very clear. We will, of course, continue to follow these developments closely, but I'm not going to go now into any possible steps that we might take. You know, there is an ongoing Article 7 procedure in which the Commission always stands ready to support the Council on all the relevant issues in the discussions and in the process that is in course. And otherwise, we also have just launched our new rule of law mechanism, how we call it, of which the main part is our rule of law report, our annual rule of law report, and there will, of course, now in the Council follow discussions on all the relevant subjects of all member states. So there is an ongoing process in place, and the Commission is active, very active on these rule of law matters. On your question on Hungary, I can tell you the following. We are aware of the recent developments regarding the Hungarian Supreme Court, the Curia, including the appointment of a new president following a negative opinion by the National Judicial Council. Let me point to the latest rule of law report, which noted the Commission's concerns on developments related to the Supreme Court, in particular regarding the new rules on appointments, which have lowered the eligibility criteria for Supreme Court members, including its president, and increased the role of Parliament and the discretion of the President of the Republic on such appointments. The latest developments only confirm our concerns. The Commission, in its rule of law report, underlined the importance of reducing the influence of the legislative or executive power over the judiciary in order to strengthen judicial independence. We will continue to follow developments closely.
Thank you. I think that, David, your question is on the same issue, so go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Apart, David Carretta, Radio Radicale. Christian, apart from expressing your concerns and following the situation, what are you going to do? I mean, the statement of the National Judicial Council in Hungary, it's quite clear. They have said that this is a clear violation of the independence of justice. So you have asked for interim measure for Poland. Are you going to do the same with Hungary, or Viktor Orban is different? Thank you.
David, if I can just say, I think that Christian was very clear in saying that we are following the situation and that we would announce any possible steps when we get there, but we are not going to discuss now here in the press room possible steps or measures that could be taken. You know how this works. We analyze situations and then we come forward with proposals at a given point in time, and this is when we communicate on them. I know that we would all wish that it were different, but this is how the process works. Do we have other rule of law questions for us today? I still see quite a few hands raised. We stick to the issue of rule of law. Griselda, you have your hand raised.
Maintenant. Merci beaucoup.